So I have two short extension questions for you to think about. So question number one, why are the cables that are suspended between power lines designed to sag? Pause the video now and think about this question. So obviously the weather changes over the year, and obviously as the cables carry currents, they heat up. So if the wires did not sag, the heating and the cooling of the wires, depending on whether it's summer or winter, night or day, on whether there's electricity flowing through or not, will cause them to expand and contract. And that could cause them to hang dangerously low or become really short and maybe break or pull the towers down. So this is to do with the expansion of metals when they get hot. Here's everything I've just said in text format. Pause the video now, make some notes. Question number two. This is a very common question. Why don't birds get electrocuted when they sit on power cables? Pause the video now, think about this question. So this always confuses people, and also what people generally don't understand is that supposing you jumped out of a plane. Now, if you jumped out of a plane and caught onto a power cable, you would actually be okay, right? Leaving aside the obvious fact that you could never do that because you would never be able to be strong enough, right, and things like that. But supposing you could, you would actually be okay. You wouldn't be electrocuted just like the birds aren't electrocuted. However, if you touched the power cable and you touched the ground, then you would die. You would be electrocuted. Just like if you stick your fingers in a plug, that would be really stupid because you would be electrocuted and you would die. But why can birds sit on the power cables? Well, you've got to think they are not completing the circuit between the high potential difference of the power cables and the low potential difference of the ground. So a power cable might be at 700 kilovolts, 700,000 volts. The ground is at 0 volts. So if you touch the power cable and the ground, there's a potential difference of 700,000 volts across you. The electricity will flow across you. It will interfere with your heart and you will die. However, if you are only touching the power cable, like the birds are, all of the bird is at 700,000 volts. And there's no electricity flowing through them because there's nowhere for it to go. So you might say, well, hang on, sir, the birds have 2 feet. So why isn't electricity going through one of their feet, through them, and back down to the other feet? Well, the answer, and this is really relying on your knowledge of parallel circuits, is if we take a section of wire from the power cable here, and we think about the bird that is sitting on the cable. So here is the bird, right? A really excellently drawn bird from me. What's happening to the electricity? Well, some of the electricity, you're right, is actually going through the foot, through the bird, and out again. But what is the potential difference here? Well, we've actually made a parallel circuit. So this is a parallel circuit, a second branch. So what is the potential difference from here to here? This potential difference is going to be the same whether you go this way or the same whether you go this way. What is this object here? This is a wire. What is the resistance of a wire? It's very small. So what is the potential difference across a wire going to be? It's going to be incredibly small. It might be, 0.01 volts or something. So there is basically no potential difference from here to here. So you're basically going to get an extremely low voltage. And if you get an extremely low voltage, no current will flow. Now, if I came along with a long stick and I poked this bird, that would be very bad for the bird because I would be completing the circuit. But as long as they are very far away from the ground, the bird can sit there and be okay. The last thing I'll say is if you're a little bit confused about this, think about when you've seen the Van de Graaff generator at school, so that big circular dome that can give out sparks. If you are standing on an insulated block, you can touch that Van de Graaff generator and nothing happens. Okay, your hair might go up on end, but you don't get a spark. It's only when you stand on the ground and you touch the metal sphere that you get a shock. It's basically the same here. The bird is insulated from the ground. If the bird put one foot on the ground, they complete the circuit and the current will flow. So here is the information summarized. So you can pause the video now and make some notes.